Hey, how's it going YouTube? This is your boy Chosen and welcome back to today's discussion video. So like I mentioned in my Naruto Chakra Mode video, I'm going to be posting some more Naruto videos until we start leaning towards the next Boruto chapter, so I can get my Naruto onlys more involved. And for today's video, I wanted to give my input on the topic of Itachi Uchiha's status as an older brother. I mean, when you look at Itachi's clear intentions, it's no question that he loves Sasuke, as Obito would say, more than the village itself. So then what's the real point of making this video? Well, see, the thing is, sometimes what we intend to happen doesn't always go that way. And in this case, a few people in the Naruto community have given their take on why Itachi wasn't as good as a brother as most think, despite only wanting the best for Sasuke. I think the biggest backup with this claim is the psychological damage Sasuke faced because of Itachi's actions, and even now to this day, Sasuke is still somewhat suffering because of the past mistakes that Itachi technically played a part in making him do. Now, as most of you know, the reasoning for the Uchiha massacre was to stop a coup from taking place. After Shisui's sacrifice, Itachi wasn't really sure on what to do. At that point, it was rather stand with his clan or inform the higher-ups of the clan's intentions, which we know he ended up choosing. Now, of course, this was the best decision. Had Itachi decided to team up with the clan, it would have left the village vulnerable during, you know, a time of war. The problem with completely wiping out his clan is that it mentally destroyed Sasuke, his younger brother. I know Obito went on about how Itachi cared for him more than the village, but people believe that, goddamn, Itachi was not at all thinking about the mental struggles Sasuke would face and how that could negatively impact his actions. The problem with this statement is that Itachi really had no choice, because realistically, if the Uchiha and Leaf were to undergo their own little war and another nation were to attack, the Leaf screwed. I don't think even ninjas like Minato could carry the battlefield against both Uchihas and multiple other shinobis from another nation, especially given that two of those Uchihas were Fugaku and Itachi, who both possessed the Mangekyo Sharingan. However, this would also apply to the Uchihas. They would not only have to worry about the Leaf village, but the other ninjas as well. It basically would have been a three-way battle, and if Sasuke were to get involved in this battle or get caught if he was hiding out, he's dead. The plan for Itachi wiping out his clan with Sasuke was to have him grow up to resent Itachi and become strong enough to, well, defeat him in battle so that he would be known as the Avenger of the Uchiha clan, return to the village, and restart the clan all over again. His hopes were that the way of the Uchiha in the past would die with him, kind of like what Sasuke is hoping with Sarada. Honestly, I highly doubt Sarada is going to go off a dark path like many other Uchihas. I'm hoping that it's going to be a lot different with her, and instead of her following down that dark path, her path to unlocking the Mangekyo will be a lot different. Even if you didn't watch Shippuden, this was hinted at in Boruto when Sasuke was training Sarada as she brings out the Mangekyo Sharingan, in trying to understand how to unlock it. But Sasuke, of course, isn't comfortable talking about it, as to unlock such powers, one needs to undergo deep emotional trauma. Obviously, any parent would be concerned if their Uchiha child was talking about unlocking the Mangekyo, because again, almost every Uchiha who did unlock it had some shit going on. And Sakura and Sasuke, of course, do not want Sarada going down that path. Now, I'm sure if Itachi could give this option to Sasuke, then yeah, of course, he'd want Sasuke living the good life. But with the situation at hand, honestly, betraying the clan was probably the best thing he could have done. The road to peace would have probably never happened if the village was in war with itself and left wide open for other nations to just come in. Just think about how different Naruto's life would have been, and at the end of the day, yeah, Sasuke had to struggle, but the Uchiha now have their chance to start over with his daughter. On top of this, remember, Itachi experienced a bit of the Third Great War and knows how damaging war can be. The man almost killed himself because of the kind of world he didn't want to live in. Of course, he loved his family, that's no question. As much as an introvert as he was, Itachi did care for those around him. But because of that experience in the Shinobi War, he also understood how this would greatly impact the village he so cares for. And it's at that moment that he valued the future of the Hidden Leaf over the future of his clan, even though they were always the ones shoved aside. But the only one he could in no under circumstance put himself up to kill was his younger brother. Even if his choice to massacre the clan for the village was flawed in a way that mentally damaged Sasuke, he still loved them. That was established a few times throughout the series. What people fail to point out though is that because of Danzo's decision to not trust Shisui and ruin the plan with him using Kodomatsu Kami, Itachi was unfortunately again put in a very tough decision. Honestly, both outcomes to him were complete L's. It's either he helped start another war which he completely wanted to avoid after his experience with the Third War, or save the Hidden Leaf village and at least keep his brother alive, but at the cost of destroying his whole family. Like, I'm talking grandparents, uncles, nieces, nephews. Like, think about it. I get it's a show, but could you really look at all your relatives and completely slaughter like half of them in their sleep. I don't think people actually take in how fucked up that is till you actually put it in your perspective. Like, it's really, really messed up. And that's the thing I have against with people saying Itachi fucked up Sasuke mentally. What else was he supposed to do? What was Itachi telling Sasuke the truth at a young age supposed to do? Sasuke is not a motivational speaker. Some act like Sasuke under the age of 12 was gonna like gather every known Uchiha member during the time and come up with a TED Talk. Itachi telling Sasuke that maybe he could have changed his father's decision? No, definitely not. Of course he loved both his children, but if he was going to listen to anyone, it would have been Itachi over Sasuke 100%. Mainly because he's older and knows Itachi has that real world experience. Like, I'm telling you guys, there's no fucking way Sasuke was really about to make the Uchiha turn a whole new leaf at the age he was at. So with that being said, obviously Itachi couldn't just slaughter his clan and leave his bro alive, questioning what the hell just happened. His intentions were to have Sasuke kill him and return to the village as a hero, and from then on, set off his future. For the short time Itachi had after Shisui's death, it wasn't a bad plan and could have possibly worked had it not been for Tobi messing everything up. Now, I'm not gonna say Sasuke would have returned to the Leaf Village, but at that point he was not a mass murderer, more of an anti-hero, only killing those that needed to be killed. His journey afterwards could have been him wandering the shinobi world with Hebi, slaughtering those that needed to be taken out. Sounds pretty familiar to a certain Shadow Hokage we know right now. It was only until after he found out about the truth of his older brother Itachi that drove him to madness, which was something completely out of Itachi's hands, cause you know, he was dead. And honestly even had a backup plan for in case Tobi tried anything with Sasuke, by having Sasuke activate Amaterasu if a certain name were to pop up. Itachi thought well, and even though his mind lied with the leaf, his heart was always on Sasuke. Even after death, he was watching over his younger bro. Now, this probably doesn't count for much, but Itachi also didn't want the true intentions of the Uchiha to spill out. Despite what they stood for, Itachi didn't want to tarnish his clan's name. As like I mentioned earlier in the video, he has a big heart. He may be quiet, and I understand he chose the village over his family, but that doesn't mean he didn't love them. He was just in a really, really bad position, which was unfortunate. So the misconception people have with Itachi's character and questioning whether he truly loved his brother or not shouldn't be a thing at all. Of course, even with me trying to defend Itachi's action as best as I can, forcing your kid brother to watch his parents' death over and over again thousands and thousands of times, it's like I don't even have words. Less than 2 times should be more than enough for any regular person. What was it, like 500,000 times? Like, that's not even funny. Like, that's so fucked up. Kishimoto took this shit seriously, bro. He really wanted to emphasize on Sasuke's trauma. Like, he was not playing around. Like, I think during a couple thousand, I just stopped being scared and just beg on my knees for this shit to end out of boredom. Like, god damn. Y'all think at the 387th 561 attempt, Itachi's second guess of this shit was going too far? Holy fuck. That to me was ridiculously unnecessary. Like, there are no words to explain how that many attempts did not need to happen. At the end of the day, since the day Sasuke was born, Itachi always loved him. Small things like checking on him when visiting the leaf, forcing Uchimaru to appear out of Sasuke's body so he can free him from the seal. Just small things like that prove that even though Itachi had a lot of things going on that needed to be done, at the end of the day, his heart was always with Sasuke, and he always had some kind of plan to help Sasuke out, even if his main objective had nothing to do with him. And I think Kishimoto did a fantastic job setting up Sasuke's character for good. The last thing Itachi got to do was finally tell his younger brother, the one he loves more than anything, the truth. And I'm not talking about the massacre.
You don't ever have to forgive me. And whatever you do from here on out, know this. No matter what, I will love you always.
Now, with videos like these, of course there are always going to be those who have differing opinions, which I'm always open to. So if you disagree and do think Itachi isn't a good brother, then please let me know why in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching all the way until the end, and I'll catch you on the next one.